Suragni Roy joins me tonight for the latest on that. Suragni, what is the latest on the ground? Are the protests still on? Because it's clearly on in other cities, and also the investigation angle of it.
Well, Pooja, absolutely. The protests are still on, especially by the students and the junior doctors of Arjikar. It's a continuous protest that they are continuing for almost, let's say, 7 days. The protest has started last Saturday. We were there, and today itself, it's still continuing. On the investigation side, there are two parts of the investigation. Firstly, the investigation of the rape and the murder case, which is being handled by the CBI. We are at the CBI headquarters, the CGO in Kolkata. Sandeep Ghosh, the principal, the controversial figure in this entire news story, he was summoned once again today as well. He was summoned yesterday. It was a long, almost 10 hours of questioning him. Then today again he was summoned. He was here around 10ish in the morning. He's still being interrogated by the CBI. On the other hand, and it's important to say that he's not the only individual who's been summoned and questioned by the CBI. Police officials have been spoken with. Then there are many doctors, trainees who are who have been spoken with by the CBI. So the CBI is continuing the investigation on the rape and murder case. On the other hand, Pooja, the vandalism and the attack on the doctors and the vandalism at the Arjikar hospital, which we were present and we had witnessed it.
Yes.
That case is being investigated by the Kolkata police. 30 people have been arrested in this so far. So that is what has happened today. And there is also a protest march by various celebrities, theatre artists and actors today, who will come at around 10:30, 11, and in a peaceful manner, and they will lead a peaceful march today in Arjikar. Back to you.
It was always supposed to be a peaceful march. Eventually we saw how it was infiltrated by miscreants as well. Let's hope eventually it will be about justice and change that will be happening. Suragni, stay on with me, because like you mentioned, we have these latest images coming in of the candlelight march, the mashals in their hand. They are currently on the streets. Let's dip into what they are saying. He continues to be with us. This is in national capital Delhi, I must add, where the protests are taking place, and national capital only represents what's happening across the country. Women, men, young women, elderly, have all got together. Many of them, and I can tell you, were part of this 12 years ago for Nirbhaya, because that is when Delhi had witnessed massive protests, and perhaps it was a hope at that point that the sort of anger and outrage we saw will lead to change. And it did. It sort of did, in the sense that there was awareness. But with this repeat incident, and remember, many have been reported over the years, but to have a woman and a doctor in a hospital, which is supposed to be the safest space, to have a rape and murder is absolutely shocking and devastating to many. And that's the reason you see people from all groups, communities, age groups have come together to protest on this. Suragni, as we stay with these visuals, this is national capital, but it is also reflective of the mood across the country, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, Pooja, and various since last Saturday itself, because I remember reaching Arjikar Hospital when this death case had been reported on Friday afternoon, and the doctors were really upset that time, and by Saturday they had questions on the investigation on why the questions were that how can this an incident of this magnitude happen, and it was not specific to one particular lady. The students, the doctors over there, they have been their protest, as per them, it's not for one individual per se. It's for everyone who is working, every female who's working, might necessarily not be a doctor, she can be an IT professional, a news personality, whosoever. The demands and whatever
This
they
is
are saying
connected
is
with
very,
everyone.
very
Of course,
simple,
the
that
focus is for
everyone.
the doctors because it's one of their own. But of course, it's resonated with across age groups, genders. Because if Indians don't come out and demand change and work toward it, perhaps not much will change 12 years later as well. Suryagani, keep tracking all the latest on that. Thank you very much for now.